For real this time. Not for fake. Had a couple of minutes before I was supposed to stream. I usually stream at 6 o'clock Eastern time. So what I did was I wanted to change the stinger, the intro stinger. And I wanted to make sure that it was what I wanted it to be. I'd like to change things occasionally. And I wanted it to be a different color. Just, just kind of make things different. Just to keep people happy and interested. I mean, it's just something I like to do. Because, why not? I like to keep people happy occasionally. Little did I know, I clicked on streaming, and I've got all these pages on my desktop that people are seeing that they shouldn't be seeing. So I had to close them all out and then go and delete the videos. I really hope I got them all. So hey, how's it going? How's your day? Look at this. I got this homeless bus station scruff going on. I look like I play in a garage band. Okay. Enough of the chit chat. So, my day, thanks for asking, has been pretty eventful. I started off by waking up and go down the floor, open up. Let's do. You know what? We'll open them up as needed. Started out my day, waking up and having some coffee. And I decided I was going to do some of my marketing stuff, study my analytics, read some of the marketing articles that I have bookmarked, watch some videos, things of that nature. And I got some pretty cool surprises. Got some pretty cool things that I learned. And it prompted me to ask questions of others that I know that do online stuff. They do online marketing, and my mind was blown. I had a pretty interesting conversation earlier today with someone about algorithms and metrics and workflows, just a whole bunch of stuff that really just blew my mind. I get it, What I'm saying is kind of boring, but if you were to have your own business, which is essentially what I got going here, I got a little bit of a business thing happening, and you know what? I'm not gonna fill that with. I'm gonna do this. So if I had a little business thing happening, which I do, more or less. I don't, to be completely honest, I don't make that much money at it, but I would like to, at some point, be able to sustain a living, and I would like to make this where I can just work from home, and I can get paid doing what I love. I mean, that's the goal. That's really the American dream, if anybody asks. It's not own a house or do any of that stuff. People just want to get paid to do what they love. Like, even if it's like to, stay home and make vodka gummy bears or whatever. Mine just happens to be I like to draw comics and I like to draw cartoons. So to that end, that's exactly what I'm doing. So I am going to talk and work tonight because I want to make some headway on this Manalix page. But yeah, I learned a bunch about Instagram posts, the way hashtags work and the best methods to use them, how you can piggyback on other people's posts in order to gain visibility. I learned how you can study your algorithms and your metrics of your own sites and see what's drawing people in so you can keep recreating it, which leads me to the conversation I was having, which was just brilliant. It started off as a financial conversation. It started off as formulaic and, if I could tell you how to do this, would you try it? And it turned into a real game changer. It turned into a conversation about how you could actually study your workflow and see where you're making your most money. And you can switch around your workflow so that you can actually sustain your lifestyle. You can make money doing what you love. And it's not like a multi-marketing scam or anything. It was a legit conversation that I was having with a friend of mine, buddy of mine, that is in the industry, that is studying the more financial aspect of things. And it was game changing. And absolutely did I want to be a part of that conversation. So I was. And I learned a bunch of stuff today. I also was having an off day. Now, when it comes to artists, we do a lot that gets left on the board. You do your thing and, hey, Mike. Ooh, Mike. Ooh. Well, he was watching. I don't see him watching now, but yeah, a lot of what we do is left on the board. There's a lot of emotion, whether people want to admit it or not. There's a lot involved. And mental health is a huge thing. You really need to take that into account when you're creating, oh man, I'm the wrong color. When you're creating visual, what? Come on, man. That's better. Trying to get out thoughts and not berate myself at the same time for making rookie mistakes. What I'm saying is that when you put a lot of thought and emotion into what you're doing, you really have to take time to take care of yourself. Emotionally, financially, physically. And in regards to my off day, I take a medication called metoprolol, and what that does is it regulates my blood pressure, brings it down. And the reasoning for that is that I have a mechanical heart valve. The one that was replaced was just perforated, and they put in a little robot valve, and when I get excited, I sound like a metronome. So I ran out of metoprolol last night. I was hoping that my meds would have been mailed to me yesterday, and they just weren't. So I didn't get to take my metoprolol last night, and I didn't get to take it this morning. And the side effects, if anybody has looked them up or knows what they are, they're not good. If you abruptly take metoprolol out of your system, it causes some serious problems, because it lowers your blood pressure in order for your blood to effectively flow through a mechanical heart valve. However, if you're not taking that, your blood pressure is going to go up, and it's going to start sending stuff through that little mechanical heart valve, and you're more prone to having a stroke or having, a heart attack. And that's not something that I look forward to. I love my wife very much. She's an incredibly special human being. And we were friends way before we got married. And I told her this morning, I'm really sorry about not phoning this in ahead of time. And I'm going to be a lot better about this. And I told her it was the surprise of me potentially having a heart-related problem, and then you coming home to it after working a hard day. That's not something I want to do. So that kind of weighed heavily on me. She left, and I put on a strong face, and I did my thing, and I was kind of milling that around in my head this morning. And of course, my metoprolol came, so I took it, So there was that. And had a conversation yesterday about a new story that I'll be a part of after I finish my Hellbringers book, which if you guys have not picked up any of the Hellbringers books, you really should. It's an indie publisher, guy by the name of Mark May. He's a buddy of mine, so you know, if you think I'm being a shill for my friends, well, partially, go F yourself. They're my friends. Of course I'm going to be shills for them. However, Mark has published some damn fine looking books. They look really good. And he asked me to work on the Hellpug and Velocicock book, which I'm having a good time with. Like, I'm stretching my artistic legs and I'm making things happen. And some good stuff, man. I'm really enjoying what I'm doing. So that's one of the things I worked on today. Did that. The marketing stuff really took up most of my day. I learned a whole bunch. And I did a whole bunch too. You really wouldn't expect that marketing takes up too much time. It really does. When you work doing this stuff, and you're like a one-man show or a one-woman show, not trying to be discriminatory, you're a one person. When you're a one-person show, it's a lot of work. It's truly a labor of love. Like, you're either in it or you're doing it for a hobby. Either way, it's all love. I wouldn't begrudge anybody. I wouldn't be like, well, you're just a hack, dude. You do it, you know. You're a weekend warrior. I wouldn't do that. You love it as much as I do, or as much as any fellow artist does. It's work. Okay, so we're going to take that out because I just don't like it. Actually, you know what? Why don't I Command Z? Back it up so I'm not losing my selection. And we're going to grab this blue texture, which was the second one. We're going to do that. So this is a little trick that they allow you to do in Clip Studio Paint. Blue. Nope. I'm going to go over here and mess around. That's not going to allow me to do it either. Okay, so let's change this from gray to color, because that usually works. When the layer is set on the outside as color, and you come in here to the layer properties palette and you switch over to monochrome, then you can mess with your color threshold. You can make it high, you can make it low. I guess it's the alpha threshold that we work with. That'll work right there. Okay, so we go here, convert layer, go to color. So let's change that from that to that. I'll come over here. And we'll do this. I'm finding that I'm getting really excited about working on stuff like this and learning how to do it better. And oh, okay, that's something else. Here's some things I want to try out. I want to ask of my audience, and I want to get a feel for things. I know that there are tools I can use. I can use survey tools and ask the questions I want to ask. And I don't think anybody's on right now. If anybody's on, can you just like throw a hi in there or whatever? Because I'm going to try and do some marketing while I'm working, and it's not bad. It's not like I'm going to try to sell you a timeshare or, you know, sign you up for Amway. I'm just going to ask questions about my audience, my viewership, my followers. Just things like what you might like, what I could do better with this or my website, things like that. Okay, so I guess nobody's on. Let's bring this up a little bit. What you might like. Okay, yeah, so there's always that delay. Ugh, dude. I was doing the alt, which should have removed the selection area from there. No! That's what I was looking for. Jeez. Okay, maybe I didn't hit the alt when I was supposed to. Let me try and sync up here. Okay, maybe I didn't hit the alt. There it is. Okay. So yeah, one of the things that you can do here, come on man, one of the things you can do here is you can use your lasso tool in Clip Studio Paint. And there is a halftone that you can do if you are lazy like me that does that. And what it is just a layer mask. And you can apply the mask to the layer. If you have it selected using the lasso tool, it trims it right down. It's super easy. And then once that's down, it's on its own layer. And you can effectively change the color to the edit drop-down menu, because I haven't figured out the drop key for it yet. And then I just blend it down or merge it down into my halftone layer, so that all my halftones are on one layer, all of my inks are on another layer, my panels are on another. It just, I like to keep those things kind of separate, just so that everybody's happy. I mean, you would think. Okay, awesome. So this, we're going to do that. We're going to use the select tool, mask off that layer. And we're going to come over here. And we're going to turn this from gray to white. We're going to use the brightness. Let's see, lengths, gap, 320. That's pretty good. Okay. Dude. Brush size. Maybe get bigger with the brush size. Spread around. That'll work, right? That should work. Everybody should be happy. I think that'll add drama to the back once I throw the inks on top of it. Use my erase tool. Back to the tool properties. Just want to clean that out. Add this in here. Mike, I don't know if you're on. I'm a huge fan of your work. Apply mask to layer. Go to action lines. Okay. So what I'm going to do here is, do I have a layer turned off? I don't. I thought I did. Whatever. I'll fix it. So what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go to inks layer, go here, select that, work over my sketches. No, I have to select that again. Come on. I gotta go to this sketch layer, make sure that this is a little tighter. Even if it does look scribbly. That's right, I make faces when I draw. There we go. And that's important because these panels are where this character, the Green Horomus, winds up getting cut. Oh, Alex, what's up, my man? I'm doing the Green Horomus getting cut panels. His hair goes like that, so it should really kind of flow. Yep, it looks messy. I do it messy. It winds up looking good. Nope. There we go. I have issues with my Bluetooth keyboard. Occasionally it will give me grief. And I don't know if the signal gets interrupted or if it's a memory thing. However, maybe it's a virus in my computer. I don't know. I'll check it out. So what I'm doing here is I'm going to draw Green Horomus first, and then I will do the action stuff. That's going to look gnarly. Just because of the nose. So let's do this. Do the bridge first. Do the nostril. So, thanks, man. I'm always glad when you guys are happy with this. Oh, nope. I'm going to zoom in. There we go. Two. So I want the teeth to seem like they have the potential to be vicious, but they're really kind of like the character himself is just vulnerable right now. Ugh, too thick. Yes. That is just sick. Look at that. I amaze myself sometimes. So I saw somebody do something. Well, I've seen it done a lot, actually, where they used lighting to kind of accent the panel and make it a little bit more dramatic. And I think that's what I want to try with this panel. That's pen. Come on, man. Oh, that looks so sick. I love it. Dude. It's like Vince Neil from Motley Crue is getting upset. Okay, so we will go here and do this. Is it that one? Yeah, it's that one. Yes, I did it. And I learned. Convert layer. Oh wait, no, it's apply. That's the same here when I kick the sharp bed frame once. Oh, I'm surprised that's the only face you made. Kicking a sharp bed frame, that would kill me. I've walked into my footboard in the middle of the night a couple of times and woke people up with some of the expletives come out of my mouth. There, do that one. And then we can go here. That's good. Now, this is what I mean when I said I wanted to use halftone in order to add drama and change the lighting. You'll like this. I think you'll like it anyway. I think the only thing I might need to do is mess with the tone of the halftone, like the color. So I got to keep in mind where the light source is. So like if I'm doing, if the light's coming from the bottom, which causes the light to be up here, I kind of need to pay attention to that stuff. So, if you've got your chest down there, yeah, I'm definitely going to need to mess with the tone of that, or the colors. I'm going to make the brush bigger so that I can do all this stuff in the hair. So we need to make it seem like hair, right? I mean, hair's not flat. Hair's got like texture to it and it flows, especially this bad guy's long hair. He spends a lot of time conditioning it, so I, as an artist, really should respect his wishes and make his hair look pretty. Make his hair look pretty. He's imaginary. Sweet. Okay. Now, you see how that looks when I zoom out? I'm going to shut off this sketch layer so we can see it. You see how that looks? I've got that all, the dancing lines, they call them marching ants. That means that that panel is what's been selected. And while I'm on, but he's real now. Yeah, he's real. He's a real boy. The blue fairy hooked him up. There's halftone, and I'm on the halftone layer, and that's selected. And if I go here, and I match up what I have, I can go lighter, and let's do that. Now see, it's there, but it's subtle. It's more subtle, so you're not like, oh man. So I like it. Alright, so that, okay, the halftone. Go to this layer. Select this. Then I need to switch to the black. I think it was India ink, wasn't it? Yeah, it was India ink. And it was that. There we go. Seems a little more splattery. Right? And what was the one that I used? It was up towards here. It wasn't Filthy Frank. It was like gross something. Grossified. That's what it was. I'm going to come back to that. Because that does look good, but I feel like there's something else. There's like a spatter that I have. Is it messy now? Wet. I think that's it. Okay. No, way too. Nope. Sloppy Sam. Rough. Nope. It's too spongy. I mean, that's not bad. No. No, I wish I could remember which brush I used. I think it's the Works. No, that's not it. I could spend all night messing with this. I'm just going to use Wet Chat. That's what I'm going to use. Wet Chat. How do you like that? Wet Chat. You'll see what I'm going to do in a minute. I just can't sit around bouncing back and forth between brushes. So I'm just going to see what I can do about making my own technique. It was grossified. That's what it was. And that's sometimes some of the best parts. It's just coming up with your own stuff. Now, does that look as though he's been wounded pretty badly? I think so. I think it looks pretty darn killer, if you'll excuse the pun. Now, how do I think that looks? I think it looks damn good. So, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to show you. My blood spatters are on a different layer. So when it comes time to color, you just go to that layer and everything's blood colored. What? Wait, maybe that's not realistically blood colored. So we need to bring it a little bit more towards that and then make it a little more brownish because, you know, that's the way blood looks, man. What's up? See, that's what I'm talking about. So all that stuff on the blood spatter level, if I go and I just commanded it to save, so if I go and color all my blood spatters, that red color, oh man, did I put his scar and his eye on there? That's nuts. Okay. So while I'm there, I'm going to pull these out, paste those down, take that blood spatter, copy above inks, and then I'm going to bring it in there. Then everything on blood spatter is going to go like this. I'm going to use grossified, and we're going to go. It's good, right? It's good. I'm going to talk on my phone. I should be talking to the camera. It's good, right? Okay. So, we'll take the eyedropper, go here, do that, switch it all back to black so that everything's uniform, and we'll turn back on the sketch layer. Approximately 12 minutes. So, that's a Huro moose, right? What is that? Is that the halftones? Yeah, I threw all that on halftones. Okay, so we'll go above halftones. And we'll have him, I think he's looking up, or he has to look up at Manalix. So I'm going to draw him blue. Oh my goodness, I can't remember what he looks like. So I'm going to have to pull from 3, or is he? Yeah, they battle on 3, so I'll pull from 3. Just for reference, because that's what you do. You make sure that your reference is what it needs to be. I guess. I mean, that's what I'm kind of told. So he's got almost like engineer boots, shin guards, little pouches on the side. He's got a belt. I remember what the belt looks like. Loose shirt. So yeah, okay, here we go. Engineer boots. Oop. I'm on the sketch layer. We need what it inks. That line's too thick. Now the reason why these lines can only be like so thick is because when you zoom out, because I'm at 150, which is like 1.5 times the actual size, and the actual size is twice what the page will be. So when I'm sitting here drawing and talking and live streaming, everything I'm doing is going to reduce down. So that's why it's okay in some points to not have so much detail. That's why it's okay to, at some points, only do color, only do like a couple of lines, which is what I'm doing now. So he's going to look up at him. That's going to be kind of weak. And I'm working on Manalix, not second place, so the ears on Green Horomos don't emote. If they did, they would be low. They would kind of, instead of being up and perky, they would be kind of down. Make them almost like an animal, like when a dog gets upset or knows it's in trouble. It's a little messed up head. Let's get that collar. Pretty proud of myself for designing that collar, putting that collar on the costume. Because I'm thinking to myself, if that guy is traveling all over the place, he's going to use one of those. He's going to have a loose collar to pull up for dust and stuff. Pretty proud of him. There's going to be blood coming from his torso, and that's what he's kind of holding in. And then this arm over here is going to look like this. It's going to be like that. And he's going to be trying to hold himself up on his leg. But see that tangent? That tangent, although well-intentioned, should not exist. Tangents tend to kind of aggravate the eye. At least aggravate my eye. I see them and I'm like, oh, that's so unnatural. Even though in nature there's tangents all the time, it just doesn't look good to me. You spent all that time drawing a hand. Yeah, I did. Don't remind me. Look at that. He looks so wrecked. There's going to be blood on the ground. I don't feel right about this foot, though. It just doesn't seem natural. It seems like he should be like that, you know? Like his foot should be like this, and like this. Seems like it should be like that. Like it should be kind of in line and pointing to Manalix, so that that almost leads your eye to that side of the page. Am I overthinking it? Yeah. But that's kind of what I do. You can't argue with results. I mean, you can, but, you know, why? I keep talking to my phone. I should be talking to the camera. The camera. The camera is supposed to be the viewer, right? That's how it works on television. Camera. One of these days, I'm going to memorize the whole thing from Schitt's Creek. where she gets drunk and she does the fruit wine commercial. God, that show is just brilliant. Catherine O'Hara is just such a smart and funny woman. So, look at that. This guy has that scar right there. You like that? You like that scar? That's nice. Okay, so now, because my keyboard's not paying attention, but then it does, we'll pan. Actually, we gotta go in here and clean this up. Because we made a mess. Did a bunch of hair over some lines I'd already inked. Luckily, the magic of digital allows us to clean things up. This. Ugh. Gotta fix this. That's good. Yeah, that's good. Let me shut off the sketch layer and see how it looks. What? Yeah. And then halftone. Gonna clean this up. Make it look pretty. Just to save myself time in a few minutes. One thing I've been experimenting with, is thanks, Frankie. Thanks. This is actually Alex's baby. He wrote it, and this is one of the pages that I'm working on. But one of the things I've been experimenting on, or with, is instead of erasing, like having a layer below it and painting white. Because what I'll ultimately do is I'll merge everything down so that it's flat and it's one layer. And then what you have is you've got all this black and white, and you go up to edit, and this is in Clip Studio Paint. I've never seen it in other software. But you go up and you hit the edit drop-down menu, and it gives you the option to convert brightness into opacity, and that just takes all the white and puts it right out. Bless you.
Sorry, thank you.
So I figure instead of going through the trouble of erasing everything, I can just paint white, get rid of it at the end. Sure. I like to keep everything separate so that it's just easier to clean and easier to maintain. And it also it helps with the reality building. Alright, so there's that. Let me turn the sketch layer back on. So here we're going to have blood on the ground. Brush. We can go flat matte. No, is it flat matte? Yeah, we'll do flat matte. And we can use the blood splatter layer. Ugh, that doesn't look good. We'll try something else. I felt at one point that there was like a horror-themed brush in here. Maybe it's in watercolor. It's not realistic. No, it's got to be India. The only ones I use are here. Leaky there. Creepy scrawly. Let's try that. That sounds gross, right? Nah. I want one that looks like drips, like it just fell on the ground. Because that's essentially what happened to this guy. You know, the guy's been cut up, and there's blood on the ground. It's coming out of him, just in case you're wondering. It's not like it happened on this thing. Well, it's a puddle of blood on the ground. What happened there? Spotty inker. And I feel like we have a winner. Oh, there's Inky ink, which is a grossify, right? There it is. Oh, I'm so happy with that. It's going to look harsh. So if I convert this, oh, it's black. Yeah, that's what I'm looking for. Especially when it's colored against the greens and the browns, it's going to pop. So it's going to look really good. Paints in there. Okay, what's today? Thursday? Inks. Do this. Oh, I'm on Spotty Ink. I should be on Lando Calibrushing. That's right. My favorite brush is a Star Wars reference. What's up? Oh, no. On inks. It looks like action lines are above inks, so let's bring those down. So what I'm going to do here when I'm done inking these is I'm going to go back in like I did with the other panel, and I'm going to use lighting for the dynamics. So there we go. My keyboard isn't responding again. I'm going to shut this blade spreader off. But you can see how I use the halftones to accent the lighting, to like amplify it, and I'll do the same thing in this panel that I'm working on here. Where I will do that. There we go. Shoulder, tricep, which needs to be bigger. Okay. It's not. Actually, sketch. Go to hand. No, please don't. This ear should be right there. Okay. What's this? Let's to fix that over here. Okay. Work on his hand. This. There's that. Erase this right here. Now I have to figure out what line, what layer that is. Ooh. I went and put most of this stuff on the action lines there. Super duper. Okay, I'm sure a quick little trick here. Select color gamut. Do that. And click OK. And go to the select drop down. Expand by about 1 pixel. That looks good, right? Pull that out. And we need to expand 1 more pixel. X, P, X, paste, down you get. The problem is there's an edge there. So we'll fix it though. We will fix it good. That's how it looks. Ugh, okay. Oh well, we'll chalk this all up to some stupidity. Go here. And just gotta ink over it, I guess. You know what? I'll just say that. I'll figure something out. I'll figure something out. It's 10 past 7. This is beast. You make it look like that. Comes from a lot of mistakes, man. That comes from making a lot of mistakes and just building my confidence by doing exercises with muscle memory and confidence lines. There are a lot. If you work digitally, there are a lot in YouTube that you can look for and find. But yeah, that helps me a lot. And then learning my quick keys, that always helps. So what I'm going to do tomorrow is I am going to finish the inks on this page, and tomorrow is just going to be Manalics. Tomorrow's just going to be Manalix being handled, and that will round everything out. And you guys will be impressed. But just want to thank you guys for watching. As usual, any questions, feel free to hit me up on social media. Any comments, whatever, send those my way as well. Hope you enjoyed yourself, and yeah, everybody have a good night.